Good day and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be looking at part 2 of probability. In the previous video, we looked at mutually exclusive events, the addition rule, independent versus dependent events, as well as the product rule. A Venn diagram is a graphical way of representing a sample space and its events. They come in various forms, depending on the event. It's best to explain this using an example. The example reads, Tabo polled 250 people to determine if they liked shampoo A, B, or C. His results are shown in the Venn diagram below. Now, before we get to any of the questions, let's go through this Venn diagram. The Venn diagram consists of a box with circles in it, each circle representing an event. The number outside of the circles, but still in the box, is the number of people that do not fit in any of the events. So specific to this scenario, if you're looking at circle labeled A, that represents all the people that like shampoo A. The ones in B represent the people that like shampoo B, and the numbers in circle C represent the people that like shampoo C. Now, where the circles intersect is where the people like more than one shampoo. For instance, the number 40 indicates the people that like shampoo A and B. X in this case represents people that like shampoos A, B, and C. 22 represents people that do not like any of the shampoos. 15 would represent people that like shampoos A and C. 25 represents people that like shampoos B and C. And 65 represents people that like only shampoo B. You get the gist. Now, Venn diagrams help us answer our usual probability questions. So let's go through the questions. The first one is, how many people like all of the shampoos? Now, as we discussed, the number of people that like all of the shampoos is where all three circles intersect. And in this case, it's X. Now, oftentimes you'll find that there's an unknown number in a Venn diagram. The way to solve for this unknown number is to simply add up all the numbers on the Venn diagram and let it equals to the total number of people. So, doing this, we said we're going to say that the total number of people, 250, is equals to the sum of all the numbers on the Venn diagram. And don't forget to add the numbers outside of the circle, the 22 in this case. So 250 is equals to 33 plus 40 plus 65 plus 15 plus X plus 25 plus 20 plus 22. And simply solving for X by taking all of these numbers to the other side of the equation, we get X equals to 30. That means that there are 30 people that like all of the shampoos. Let's look at the next question. The next question asks, what is the probability of randomly picking a person that likes shampoos A or B? Now, we could do this question either by using the addition rule, as we've done in the previous video, or we can simply read it off from the diagram. So simply, we can add up all the numbers that appear in circles A and B and divide it by the total number of people to get our probability. So our probability is simply 33 plus 40 plus 65 plus 15 plus 25 plus our x, which we worked out in the previous question to be 30. So this is the total number of people that like shampoos A or B. Now we have to remember, and this here is equals to 208. Now this isn't the probability, but this is simply the number of people that like either shampoo A or B. To find the probability, you take the total number of people that like shampoos A or B divided by the number of people that the survey was performed on, which is 250. And your probability is simply 0.83. Now, let's look at question C. Question C asks, what is the probability of randomly picking a person that only likes shampoos A and B? Now, it specifically says only likes shampoos A and B. So on the Venn diagram, which number indicates the people that only like shampoos A and B? It's the 40. 40 is where the intersection of A and B occurs. Now, why isn't it not including the X as well? Well, the X includes shampoo C as well. So the X is the people that like shampoos A, B, and C. But the question says, what is the probability of randomly picking a person that only likes shampoos A and B? And the amount of people is 40. Now, in order to get the probability, it's the number of people that like shampoos A and B, which is 40, over the total number of people in the survey, which is 250. So your probability is simply 40 over 250, which simplifies to 0.16. Let's look at question D. Question D says, determine the probability of randomly picking a person that does not like any of the shampoos. Now, in the diagram, we said that 22 is the number of people that do not like any of the shampoos, A, B, or C. So the probability of picking a person that doesn't like any of the shampoos is the number of people that doesn't like any of the shampoos, 22, over the total number of people, which is 250. And our probability is simply 0.08. In the previous question, we answered questions based on a Venn diagram given to us. In this example, we will look at how to sketch our own Venn diagram. The example reads, in a study, 160 grade 11 learners were asked if they take biology, accounting, or science. The results of the study are shown below. 80 people said they take biology, 70 people said they take accounting, 80 people said they take science, 42 people said they take biology and science, 36 people said they take accounting and science, 136 people said they take at least one of the subjects, 14 people said they take all the subjects. Now, I've sketched our Venn diagram, and since there are people that take all of the subjects, our three circles have to intersect each other. I've labeled the circles as well. So, let's start with the question. The first question says, record the above information in a Venn diagram. Now, when starting with the Venn diagram, it's important to start with the people that appear out of all the circles. So the people that are basically left out and do not take any of the subjects. Now, which of the above points indicate the people that do not take any of the subjects? Well, the second last point says that 136 people take at least one of the subjects. That means that 160 minus 136 people take none of the subjects. Therefore, 24 people take none of the subjects. The next step is to fill in the amount of people that take all of the subjects into the Venn diagram. And that is the last point. The last point says 14 people said they take all of the subjects. So where all three circles intersect, we simply write a 14 there. The next step is to move on to where two circles intersect. So that'll be the third and the fourth last point, which is 42 people said they take biology and science. So if 42 people take biology and science, that means that this entire wedge here must be equals to 42. But the middle part is already 14. That means that 42 minus 14 must appear in this segment here. So 28 people appear in that segment. Now let's move on to the next point. 36 people said they take accounting and science. So accounting and science, this is where the two circles overlap. So this entire wedge should be 36, but the middle part is 14. So 36 minus 14, which is 22, goes in that empty space. Now, we notice that no information is given about biology and accounting. That means that the number of people that take biology and accounting is unknown. Now we move on to the bigger parts of the circle and the first 3 points, which is the only points that are left. The first point says 80 people said they take biology. So 80 people is represented by this entire circle. So in order to obtain this empty space here, we simply have to say 80 minus 28 minus 14 minus x. And we're left with 38 minus x. For the major part of the accounting circle, it says 70 people said they take accounting. So in order to get this blank space here, we simply have to say 70 minus x minus 14 minus 22. And that is simply 34 minus x. For the science circle, it says 80 people said they take science. So in order to get this major segment, it's 80 minus 28 minus 14 minus 22, which is simply 16. Now, in order to work out for our unknown, which is x, we simply have to add up all of the numbers on the Venn diagram and make it equals to 160, as we've done before. Now, I'm going to ask you to do this for me. So please pause this video and do that exercise and solve for x for me. You should have gotten an x value of 16. Now that we have the unknown, we can go and complete our Venn diagram by filling in the unknown value. So wherever x is, we're going to replace it by 16. So the middle part is going to be 16. The middle section is 16. The biology sphere was 38 minus 16, which is simply 22. And the accounting sphere was 34 minus 16, which is simply 18. Right, now our Venn diagram is complete. Let's move on to question B. Question B asks, how many people take none of the subjects? Now, the amount of people that take none of the subjects is on the outside or the borders of the Venn diagram. So the answer to B is simply 24. C asks, how many people take biology and accounting but not science? Now, they have to take biology and accounting, so it's this wedge here, but not science. Remember, the 14 includes science. So the number of people that take biology and accounting but not science is simply 16. The last question, what is the probability that a person chosen at random takes at least 2 of the subjects? Now, at least 2 of the subjects means 2 or more subjects. So it's wherever there's intersections of the circles and it forms this flower sort of pattern. So all of these people take at least 2 of the subjects. So to find this answer, all we have to do is sum up all the values in this flower shape and divide it by the total number of people in the survey. So 16 plus 14 plus 28 plus 22 divided by the total number, which is 160 learners. And that simplifies to simply 0.5. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.